Buying a new piece of gear, selling a piece of gear that's old, or trying to find something new in general can be a little intimidating, frustrating, or even confusing at times. There are millions of guitars, pedals, and amps out there on the market, and it can be really hard to find trusted sources to figure out where you can find this new gear if you don't want to buy it new. The advantage of buying music gear used is that you can save money. You can check things out, usually in a context that's not a loud, ruckus, full music store. And you also have the chance to meet some really cool people who might turn into friends or even bandmates. So today what I wanted to do was kind of accumulate and talk about 5 places that I use on the regular when I'm trying to sell something, when I'm trying to buy something, or when I want to trade something I have for something else that someone else has, and kind of talk about how each of these platforms works, what I like and dislike about each one, and hopefully it can help you all figure out where your next piece of used music gear is going to come from. So let's go check it out. So when it comes to buying and selling used gear online these days, there's so many options and websites out there that it can be hard to find the best solution for you personally. So what I did is I took every single site that I've used or have had experience with in the past and compile them into a short list of the top 5 places that I trust to buy and sell and trade music gear on a regular basis. So coming in at number 5 is good old Reverb.com. So Reverb was founded in 2013 when the current owner of the Chicago Music Exchange, David Kalt, purchased Chicago Music Exchange and was frustrated with the way that instruments were being bought and sold online. So he started Reverb as a way to not only advertise his own merchandise, but also to allow other people to utilize the marketplace as well, which makes this a very lucrative and easy to use platform. The homepage has a curated feed. If you have an account, you can type in whatever it is that you're looking for, and you can choose to follow posts and get updates when they drop in price. Or say you follow the Mesa Boogie Mark V, every time a new Mark V is posted, you'll be notified, or you can see it in your homepage. It gives you recommendations based on things you've seen before. That's a pretty good price for the Hoof Reaper Fuzz right there. And you can follow specific shops as well. So I tend to follow people that I've purchased from before, and you can check in to see every time that you post something new. And it's a really solid site. There's also a lot of good guides on here. It can show you how to pack a guitar before you ship it. If you've never done that before, gives you some new articles about new pieces of gear, gives you some reviews and blog posts and stuff. Overall, it's a really solid site. The reason that it clocks in at number 5 for me is that it currently charges the highest fees that I can find. It's 7.75%, which means that if you sell a guitar for $100, you're going to lose $7.75 off the top minus your shipping fees. So it's still a little bit better than trading something into, say, Guitar Center or Sam Ash, where they usually give you between 50 and, say, 65% of what they're going to resell it for. But it's still a hassle because you have to ship. And as of 2023, you have to really keep tabs on all the stuff that you buy and sell online, because they're going to track all transactions that are $600 and more. So unless you can prove that you sold your instruments for a loss, be prepared when it comes time for tax season. So that's why Reverb clocks in at the bottom for me. Coming in at number 4 on my list is the tried and true classic eBay. A lot of people don't realize that eBay is still probably the most widely used platform for musical instruments, and it's just because A, they've been around the longest, and B, they have the largest selection. Major online retailers advertise on here. You can go straight to the Sweetwater store and it'll show you Sweetwater's eBay page, so you can buy stuff directly from it. It's very easy to set up an account, and as of 2017, the final value fee is only 3.5%. So eBay only takes 3.5%, and then it's whatever payment method, so credit cards are usually like 3% or so. So there's a good chance that you'll be paying less fees on eBay than you would on Reverb. Now, obviously, it's a bit harder to find what it is you're looking for on here because they don't have as many deep parameters as Reverb has, searching by 6 strings or multi-scale or active pickups and stuff like that. But it still offers a wider range of stuff. And since eBay still runs on either a fixed or an auction, there's a good chance that you can haggle for a better deal on here. because people are used to doing auctions on guitars. So let's look for one real quick. Let's say I want a Les Paul Classic, and we'll find some here. Right, so a lot of people have buy it now prices, which is the common, but you can also still put in a bid for an auction, you know. So right now this guy's only asking $11.50, which is really low for a Les Paul Classic. So, you know, who knows, maybe you can look out and get a pretty good deal. Anyway, that's why eBay comes in at number 4 on my list. I bought my JPM off of eBay and got a great deal on it and had great communication. They have really good buyer and seller protection, so don't discount eBay just because it's the oldest dog in the game. It's also still the most experienced, and their fees are very reasonable. Coming in at number 3 on my list of my top 5 places to buy and sell and trade used music gear is the brand new Sweetwater Gear Exchange. Sweetwater Gear Exchange is really cool because A, they have lower fees than Reverb. They're only 7.5%, right? It's 5% of a seller fee for Sweetwater, and then only 2.5% for their transaction fee, which can go straight to your bank account, PayPal, or Venmo. But the reason why they're ranked so high on my list today is because they also have an option where you can keep 100% of your fees if you put your earnings into a Sweetwater gift card. Sweetwater is still the largest online retailer for new music equipment. So if you're selling something or to get something new, you can take the entire sum that you sold your guitar for. So if you sell it for $100, the full 100 goes straight into a Sweetwater card that you can use to buy anything on their site. If you take a look at the website itself, it's laid out pretty similarly to Reverb, but I like it a little bit more. So if we click into this EVH guitar here, right, shows you all the pictures, has the price, it shows you where it's located. All of the basic information that you need is right on the very top. You don't have to do any scrolling. You can contact the seller directly, you can check out their storefront, you can see how many people have checked it out, how much shipping is, and it gives you the technical specs, which is really sweet. It gives you all the specs of the guitar, which eBay does not. Then of course there's a little description if the seller accepts returns, and it's really straightforward, really easy. You can also search by location, something that Reverb has supposedly had for a while, but every single time I've tried it on the app, it's never worked. So let's say I'm looking to save on shipping and just pick up something local. I can easily come down here, check out my zip code, or wherever it is that I'm shopping from, wherever you are. Say you're on vacation and you want to see what's local, similar to Craigslist, you can just type in how far you want to be, and it'll show you everything that's local. I actually know the guy who's selling this, which is funny. So I think this is really cool. I can just browse stuff that's local, and if I'm looking to, you know, kill a few hours or, you know, spend a couple $100, I can just find someone local and do a local meetup, which is really cool. It's very easy to sort this, and it's also by distance. I'm noticing that it's starting by the places that are closest to me and then slowly getting farther away. So again, I highly recommend the Sweetwater Used Gear Exchange. It's growing really fast. The last time I was on here, if we search just all used gear, right, in this all category. So the last time I checked out this site, it had just about 4,000 pieces of gear, and that was maybe half a year ago. I checked it out when it first relaunched, and it's already grown, you know, about another 50% or so. So I think that within the next 2 years or so, it will be a really viable competitor to Reverb. So keep your eyes open on that. Coming in at number 2 on my list of top places to swap some gear is good old Craigslist. Craigslist sometimes gets a bad rep for a lot of scammers and flaky people, but honestly, I've had more positive experiences on Craigslist than any other platform. I've been using it for well over a decade at this point, and it's still one of the first places that people will go when they're looking to offload a piece of gear or a piece of furniture. You know, maybe you're going to check out a couch and the guy also has a guitar for sale. You know, you never know. You guys know how Craigslist works. You make a free account, you post pictures, a description, and a price, and then it shows up on their classifieds style layout where it's pictures, a description, a price, and the location. It's the most basic. There's almost no search functionality, but there's also no fees. It's all person-to-person transactions. There's no third party involved. It's all, you know, cash or Venmo when you meet the person. Best practices for Craigslist is honestly get a phone number. If you don't get a phone number, don't bother responding because it's probably not a real person. You confirm before you leave your house that the transaction is going to happen, and you only accept payment in person straight up. It's as simple as that. And I've never been gypped or screwed on Craigslist, so I've had pretty solid luck on here. It also has a really wide variety since it's one of the most accessible for all ages. You can get everything from Cherrytone and Hudson Broadcast Electronics to Mesa Boogie and vintage Ludwig snares. You have pianos, ukuleles, guitar pedals, you have all sorts of stuff on here. And there's a pretty good chance that you can get a good deal on something if you just reach out to the person and make a fair offer. So Craigslist is still pretty up there for me. I'll check it every time Crash a Party's on tour just to see if there's something local that I can pick up. Haven't scored anything killer yet, but you never know. And coming in at number 1 on my list of places to sell used music gear in 2023 are Facebook buy-sell trade groups. Not talking about Facebook Marketplace itself, but rather the groups that you can join and be a part of on Facebook itself. If you take a look at one of my favorites here, the Modern Guitarist buy-sell trade. So it's a private group. You have to answer some questions and kind of be like vetted and scanned in. And once you're in, there's how many of us in here? I think 10,000 people in here. It's all modern music equipment. So we have headless RSTDs guitars, we have Fractal Audio Axe Effects preamps, we have Mayonnaise guitars, we have the Animals as Leader signature guitars, we have all of these boutique guitar companies being posted. It's a really cool place for modern music equipment to be bought, sold, and traded. And what I really like about this is, we'll pick someone that I know real quick, Andrew. Click on his page. You can see right off the bat if it's a legit person or not, because you can check out their actual Facebook profile, how long they've been a member. That's very important. If they just joined today, it's probably a scam. And you can also check out the person's main profile. You can send them a message and talk to the person and just make sure that everything's legit and that everything checks out. Another page I want to shout out real quick is the Music Gear Exchange. It has almost 30,000 members. It's run by a really great group of people. Sometimes they do limited runs of gear, or they have discounts with certain companies such as Horizon Devices and Windspear guitar picks and cables. It's really cool. And it's a bit of a wider international audience here. And again, you can just find everything that you're looking for. It's mostly guitars and pedals, and similar to the other groups, you can check out the person's actual profile and go from there. When buying and selling on Facebook, again, it's all due diligence. Make sure that you do your research beforehand, follow up on reference and character checks. There's no third-party protection unless you use PayPal goods and services, right, where you pay another 3.5% for that protection. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you to do your research and see if you trust the person you're buying or selling from. I've made so many friends doing this on Facebook, and I have no desire to stop. It's still one of my favorite places to buy, sell, and trade gear, and it's great to build a sense of community and meet more musicians just by talking about and swapping pieces of gear that you love. That just about wraps up today's video. Be sure to let me know in the comments section below where you guys are buying, selling, and trading your used music gear. Maybe there's a spot that I'm unfamiliar with or a website that's really popping off that I should check out as well. As always, please take 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button and leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video. According to my analytics, only 8% of you who watch my videos on a regular basis are subscribed. Helps me out a ton if you just take 2 seconds to hit that button. If you want more content on the regular, I post all the time on my Facebook and Instagram accounts. Always welcome to shoot me a message to talk about gear or ask any questions that you may have. Until next time, everyone, keep on practicing and keep on following your dreams.